Hey everyone, it's Annie here, and I'm the founder and CEO of MiTravel, where we are reimagining the group travel planning experience. Today, I'll be bringing you along with me on the ride and journey of what my day in the life looks like. Building out MiTravel to be a platform for our group travel community to love using. So stay tuned and watch on. Since I stay over at my boyfriend's during the weekend, I gave him a ride to work before heading straight home. Though it was a little out of the way, I do enjoy the extra time spent together. Now that I'm back home, it's time to kickstart my morning routine. First off, applying makeup, which is usually dependent on what's in store for the day. Since today is filled with meeting externals, I wanted to make sure I have my game face on. Mascara is a big part of my makeup routine as it gives my eyes that extra awake look, especially after a long night of working. Not sure about others, but it typically takes me around 15 to 20 minutes to do my makeup, so I like to fill the time listening to podcasts. Today, I'm listening to The Mindset Mentor by Rob Dial on how to work with your fears so that you don't hold yourself back anymore. Moving on to breakfast time. The people who know me personally are probably gasping at the sight of me actually making breakfast. But I can't blame them since I generally skip breakfast and head straight to work. However, this is something I'm actually actively changing as I've been more conscious of my health and the importance of eating breakfast. And I'm very excited to say that this part of my morning routine is starting to stick. Yay! My breakfast is very light and simple. A hot UC tea paired with a peanut butter sandwich. Instead of scrolling on my phone as I eat, I like to use the time to remind myself what I have planned for the day in terms of meetings and projects. This is usually prepared the night before. Similar to others, there's never two same days in my week. Today, for example, is actually very meetings heavy with only a few breaks in between, which means I need to prioritize the right projects and to-dos in order to have them all done and on track. Once I form a good idea on how to tackle my day, I continue eating my breakfast while enjoying the view. Today is a bit cloudier than I like, but at least it's not raining, which means I could go out for a walk later. Since I brought my laptop with me for the weekend, I have to reset up my desk. The first thing I always do in the morning is to check my email and Slack channel, making sure that there's no messages that need my immediate attention. I'm currently writing a channel-wide reminder message for our marketing interns regarding their upcoming Showcase on Social, which is an end-of-term event I organize to celebrate the interns' time with us. The first half is a showcase where the interns share with the whole team what they worked on, their achievements, and learnings along the way, followed by the second half, Social, where we get together and dine over some virtual games such as Codenames or Coveopoly. After, I jump into a call with Preeti, who is a founder in New Stammet, to discuss about a potential collaboration between her company and MiTravel. I also gave her a quick demo of MiTravel and what's new of our MiTravel planning board since we last chatted about a year and a half ago. This actually took a fair bit of time as there's been so many updates and new features released since you first saw the app during the early 1.0 development phase. I walked her through how some of our features work, like poll, notes, and the Explore tab, along with location cards. We also have a dedicated playlist on our YouTube for further details if you're curious. After that, she also asked to see my personal planning board of a recent trip that I planned, which was my first solo trip to Whistler. We then wrapped up the call ready to go with our respective action items for the collaboration. So stay tuned for that. As I have around 15 minutes to spare before I jump onto my next call, I quickly went to check out MiTravel's user registration database. Usually I do this first thing right after Slack, but I didn't get a chance to until now. Seeing how many people create an account with MiTravel is actually one of my favorite ways to start and end the day. So it looks like a few people created an account over the weekend. One noted that they heard about us through TikTok, probably from one of our most recent trending reels, while the rest heard about us from friends or family. Yay to referrals! I now manually add each of them to our MailerLite registered user group to kickstart the automation email I have set up welcoming them to MiTravel. While I could automate this process, it really doesn't take me more than 10 minutes tops, and it brings such a smile to my face. Shortly after, I jump into my second call of the day, which is with Zoe from the design team. We first caught up on how her weekend went, which was super fun, before diving into her project and going over my feedback. We also reviewed the design layout of our 2 new web pages of Why MiTravel, which is now officially up on our website. After that, we discussed about another web design project which she will be working on, the scope, timeline, and what I envision the overall layout to look like, along with the type of media to use. And then we wrapped up the call with what we're looking forward to this week. As we actually ended the meeting a few minutes early, it means I have the full 1.5 hours to work. It was a very intense working session as I have two projects I wanted to get one fully done and the other at least halfway through. I'm just going to speed through this as it's probably boring to watch me work, especially since you're pretty much seeing me typing a lot. Now I'm on to my next, also last external meeting of the day, which is a podcast recording with the team at Call Her CEO. If I can be honest, I was actually super nervous before jumping onto this call. I even prepared a huge list of talking points for myself just so that I don't accidentally choke. Thankfully, it ended up going pretty well, and I was just so glad that the host enjoyed the conversation. Insert happy dance from Annie. If you're curious about what we chat about, the podcast episode is now available on Spotify, so check it out and let me know in the comments below on what you thought. Today's been such a busy day that I didn't get a chance to have lunch until now. Luckily, I have some leftovers, so all I need to do is reheat. Given that I have less than an hour left and it's so pretty outside now compared to this morning, I quickly devout my meal and headed straight out to get my steps in. It's such a beautiful day out. However, even though the sun is shining so brightly, it's actually still quite chilly. One of the reasons why I enjoy living where I am at currently is how nice of an area it is to walk in. Here's a peek of what I see on my walks. And finally, on to my last meeting of the day, which is with my marketing interns. We have a sync meeting every Mondays and Thursdays, along with a one-on-one on Wednesdays. For our Monday sync, so today, we each take turns going over what we learned over the weekend. This could be anything marketing related or just any unique idea that they came across. Reviewing the projects and progress of key results, so this helps us see if any adjustments needs to be made to their project roadmap, and also, finally, their upcoming tasks and goals for the week, essentially what they will be working on or completing before the week ends. We also went over how they can best prepare for the showcase and social on Thursday and what they can expect in terms of the offboarding process, as this is your last week of us. After wrapping up the call, I went back to my working session, this time completing my to-dos, which includes reviewing my team's work and providing them with feedback where applicable. I started with social media content, followed by YouTube video, and then went into the product guide editing. Again, I'm just going to speed through this work session as it's mostly just me working, reviewing, and typing. And that's all I have for you today. I went to take a quick nap shortly after finishing everything as I was feeling a bit of a headache coming up, and so I didn't film any more content after. I do hope you enjoy joining me for a realistic and eventful day in my life. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to comment below. I will personally respond to you afterwards. As always, thank you for watching and I hope you have an amazing rest of the day. Bye!